Aren't we as members pretty much locked out of our website so for changing things? Isn't that just the officers can do that?
It's not always just the officers, it's whoever has permissions granted. I'm not an officer, but I'm the webmaster. So the president, the administrator went in and gave me roles and permissions that allow me to go in and make alterations.
But members are generally allowed to go in and look, but they can't change.
I think Mike can probably clear up some of the technical issues that you're probably talking about with regard to Clubrunner, because it has several different roles and responsibilities built into it. So Mike, I'll let you give us a little.
All right. The main thing I'm supposed to talk about is Clubrunner today. We can't cover that in 5 minutes.
Take 10, go ahead.
We got 10 minutes left, and there's 2 of us still to speak. So, and that's by design, because we wanted to emphasize the thing that Brian was talking about. When we were talking this morning, one thing I said that the 2 biggest problems I see in the district are consistency and engagement. Consistency is having the same people to deal with all the time, from the technology standpoint down to the club level. I've got certain go-to people or that come to people that come to me all the time that have stayed consistent over the year, but as a rule, there's not that many of them. And just think about it. Every year, we have to start over. We just heard from somebody that was with IBM, one of the biggest companies ever. If IBM changed the CEO, the board of directors, every division, vice president, every branch office manager every year, could it operate?
Well, it would need processes so well tuned to be able to do that. That's the only way we would survive that type of.
And that's what happens with Rotary. Every year we change the entire management structure. Every club changes the entire structure every year. So the biggest thing that could help on the district level is having some consistency, where we don't have to retrain everybody every year. Now that goes right into the engagement side, which we heard a lot about the social media side, and we're getting more and more into that. There's at least 3 or 4 of us that have been tweeting and Facebooking, but mainly tweeting during this district conference, if any of you are following on that. But from the engagement side, I'm trying to stick with Clubrunner, which is what I'm supposed to be talking about. And so I could talk about it for an hour. I'm not proud, but I could. Well, the biggest thing with Clubrunner, it gets back to John's question and your kind of answer. You got most of it. We need to encourage the members to use the Clubrunner system. Now, there's 2 different systems, really. There's the district site and there's a club site. Well, you're going to say my club doesn't have Clubrunner. How many in here have Clubrunner? Okay, so half maybe. Not even half, probably. You're going to say, well, my club doesn't have Clubrunner, so we don't. Well, you do. Through the district side. Even if your club is not a Clubrunner customer, you have access to certain things on the district site. Now, how is that done? It's done through permissions. And again, that all ties into consistency again. Automatically on the district site and on your club site, if you do have it, with the change of officers each year, your permissions change. That's where presidents and secretaries can do almost anything. It's the same thing with Rotary International. June 30th, if you're district governor right now, June 30th, you're nobody. As far as our website, you're like any other Rotarian. You lose all access to everything. Vice versa, when next year's governor comes in, all of a sudden they have everything July 1st. Clubrunner does the same thing. That's all based on permissions. Those are the automatic ones. And it's the same thing on the club level, although there are some differences. But we can also change those. If your club is on Clubrunner, as far as your local data, the people that are administrators on your club site have to change those for the data that's used. If you have, on the consistency side, you got somebody that does all your web stuff regardless, or somebody that's an attendance secretary, you can give them permissions on your club site. If you don't have Clubrunner, on the district site, they can still enter a lot of that stuff, which is what every club can do regardless. They
Mike,
can
do you
enter.
want to show anything? We've got the,
Okay. We'll go back and show them how to log in real quick. Okay. When you click on login, which is at the corner of any of the pages. Is anybody here that has never logged in to the district site? Okay, well, you couldn't skip that.
we're good to get them.
I usually just ignore this myself and just go right to the administration side. You'll see different areas, and that, again, a lot of that relates back to permissions. But every member on the, for members area, that's where every member can change their profile, they can change their password, they can look at the directories, they can search for members, and they can also look at their committees if their committee has an active section on Facebook, on Clubrunner. Every member can see that. If you're a club executive, there again it says club executives right below that. And there are some of the things you can do. So every club has access to that, and every member, and that's one thing we need to get those members engaged, to at least get used to using it and knowing they have a login. Every time we send out a notice on a meeting that you have to register for, we send it out to 3,000 Rotarians, I get 30 or 40 back every time that they don't have a login. Well, they do. Every member's got a login. If your club's records are up to date and it's been updated here.
Tell them about club data sharing
As far as
with Rotary International.
Okay. If your club is doing your
Data
data
entry.
entry, your members entry, yeah, there it is. If your club's doing your entry, you can sync it with Rotary International, where you don't have to send those things in every time. And it's allegedly two-way now. It was just one way at the time. Chuck's becoming an expert in there, and I know he'll have a lot more to say about it, but even I'll probably know about it in the next few months. But that saves you a lot of work also. Getting these members engaged to keep on their own data in there saves you a lot of work. With the work with RI, you have to turn it on though. Get it up and back up, Chuck, if you will. Either your secretary or your president or another person, if you've got somebody else defined, has to turn that on. And every time I look at membership, because we keep an eye on how many we got email addresses for and all that, which is sad, maybe half of Rotarians who actually got email for. But every time I look at that, it tells me if they're integrated or not. And there's a lot of clubs that aren't.
You just have to click on this, then there's a check mark. You just have to make sure it's checked. And then your data will be able to share between the district and RI. So that the district will have everyone's email addresses, and as far as up to date, that you've got them up to date with RI. So
And another thing with updating that information, it'll also give you a prompt on a member or the entire membership to ask them to log in and change their information. That can save you a lot of work.
You said the secretaries normally do that, or?
Normally it's the secretary, but you can designate a executive secretary.
Okay.
You can do, go back to the menu there. It tells you, it shows you right there, you can define an attendance manager. But you can also, one workaround, because technically it's president and secretary, you can designate an executive secretary that's not consistent, they'll have access to it.
Like if your club has Clubrunner, is there a way for the foundation chair to access data on members from our own club
No, we do.
in terms of
On
that?
the RI site?
No way to do it.
Nope.
That has to go to RI direct.
And then it's only
They
those,
won't
and they
allow
won't give it to anybody else.
Only but the secretary and the
President.
president.
I tried to get it a few years back, just so I could run the reports to post on the website. You know, they wanted to get it to the web people for the district.
It'd be very helpful to have that,
Oh, I know.
really would.
And some, it varies from year to year. Sometimes the foundation chairman for the district will just give me their password and I can log in as them and get it. Or even the governor has it sometimes.
I'm foundation chair and I've got access to the club's foundation information, so.
Yeah. But nobody else in your club can. I can't from the district level.
Right.
Um,
And you can get it,
Yeah.
He's chair.
foundation chair.
Yeah.
For our
That's what I
club.
am, and I can't access it.
But your district,
No,
you can get your clubs.
Right.
You can't get the, yeah.
I can get foundation.
Oh, I didn't know
general
that. That's probably
information.
changed then. I didn't know.
You just get, if you ever have a possibility in your club president or secretary can give you access.
Okay. I better get it from them when I work with it.
Right.
You also,